to Tom and Ben News Wikipedia News Edition. On 19th episode is PlayStation.
PlayStation, officially abbreviated SPS, is a Japanese video game brand that consists of 5 home video game consoles, as well as a media center, an online service, a line of controllers, 2 handhelds and a phone, as well as multiple magazines.
The brand is produced by Sony Interactive Entertainment, a division of Sony, with the first console releasing as the PlayStation in Japan released in December 1994, and worldwide the following year.
The original console in the series was the first console of any type to ship over 100 million units, doing so in under a decade.
Its successor, the PlayStation 2, was released in 2000.
The PlayStation 2 is the best-selling home console to date, having reached over 155 million units sold by the end of 2012.
Sony's next console, the PlayStation 3, was released in 2006, selling over 87.4 million units by March 2017.
Sony's latest console, the PlayStation 4, was released in 2013, selling 1 million units within a day, becoming the fastest-selling console in history.
The next console in the series, the PlayStation 5, is expected to be released by the end of 2020.
The first handheld game console in the series, the PlayStation Portable or PSP, sold a total of 80 million units worldwide by November 2015.
Its successor, the PlayStation Vita, which launched in Japan in December 2011 and in most other major territories in February 2012, selling over 4 million units by January 2013.
PlayStation TV is a micro-console and a non-portable variant of the PlayStation Vita handheld game console.
Other hardware released as part of the PlayStation series includes the PSX, a digital video recorder, which was integrated with the PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Though it was short-lived due to its high price and was never released outside Japan, as well as a Sony Bravia television set which has an integrated PlayStation 2.
The main series of controllers utilized by the PlayStation series is the DualShock, which is a line of vibration feedback gamepad having sold 28 million controllers by June 2008. The PlayStation Network is an online service with about 110 million registered users as of June 2015 and over 103 million active users monthly as of December 2019.
It comprises an online virtual market, the PlayStation Store, which allows the purchase and download of games and various forms of multimedia, a subscription-based online service known as PlayStation Plus, and a social gaming networking service called PlayStation Home, which had over 41 million users worldwide at the time of its closure in March 2015.
PlayStation Mobile, formerly PlayStation Suite, is a software framework that provides PlayStation content on mobile devices.
Version 1XX supports both PlayStation Vita, PlayStation TV and certain devices that run the Android operating system, whereas version 2.00, released in 2014, only targeted PlayStation Vita and PlayStation TV.
Content set to be released under the framework consists of only original PlayStation games currently. Seventh generation PlayStation products also use this ROS Media R, which is a technology and engineering Emmy award-winning graphical user interface.
A touch-screen-based user interface called Liveria was launched for the PlayStation Vita, which integrates social networking elements into the interface.
Additionally, the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 consoles also featured support for Linux-based operating systems, Linux for PlayStation 2 and other OS respectively, though this has since been discontinued.
The series has also been known for its numerous marketing campaigns, the latest of which being the Greatness Awaits commercials in the United States.
The series also has a strong lineup of first-party games due to Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios, a group of many studios owned by Sony Interactive Entertainment that exclusively developed them for PlayStation consoles.
In addition, the series features various budget re-releases of games by Sony with different names for each region. These include the greatest hits, platinum, essentials, and the best selection of games.
PlayStation was the brainchild of Ken Kutarashi, a Sony executive who managed one of the company's hardware engineering divisions and was later dubbed the father of the PlayStation. The console's origins date back to 1988, where it was originally a joint project between Nintendo and Sony to create a CD-ROM for the Super Famicom.
Although Nintendo denied the existence of the Sony deal as late as March 1991, Sony revealed the Super Famicom with a built-in CD-ROM drive that incorporated Green Book technology or CDI, called PlayStation, also known as SNES CD, at the Consumer Electronics Show in June 1991.
However, a day after the announcement at CES, Nintendo announced that it would be breaking its partnership with Sony, opting to go with Philips instead but using the same technology.
The deal was broken by Nintendo after they were unable to come to an agreement on how revenue would be split between the two companies.
The breaking of the partnership infuriated Sony President Norio Oga, who responded by appointing Kutarashi with the responsibility of developing the PlayStation project to rival Nintendo. At that time, negotiations were still ongoing between Nintendo and Sony, with Nintendo offering Sony a non-gaming role regarding their new partnership with Philips.
This proposal was swiftly rejected by Kutarashi, who was facing increasing criticism over his work with regard to entering the video game industry from within Sony.
Negotiations officially ended in May 1992, and in order to decide the fate of the PlayStation project, a meeting was held in June 1992, consisting of Sony President Oga, PlayStation head Kutarashi, and several senior members of Sony's board.
At the meeting, Kutarashi unveiled a proprietary CD-ROM-based system he had been working on, which involved playing video games with 3D graphics to the board.
Eventually, Sony President Oga decided to retain the project after being reminded by Kutarashi of the humiliation he suffered from Nintendo.
Nevertheless, due to strong opposition from a majority present at the meeting as well as widespread internal opposition to the project by the older generation of Sony executives, Kutarashi and his team had to be shifted from Sony's headquarters to Sony Music, a completely separate financial entity owned by Sony, so as to retain the project and maintain relationships with Philips for the MMCD development project, which helped lead to the creation of the DVD.
According to SCE's producer Ryoshi Akagawa and chairman Shishio Maruyama, there was uncertainty over whether the console should primarily focus on 2D sprite graphics or 3D polygon graphics.
Eventually, after witnessing the success of Sega's Virtua Fighter in Japanese arcades, that Sony realized that the direction of the PlayStation became instantly clear. and 3D polygon graphics became the console's primary focus.
The PlayStation logo was designed by Manabu Sakamoto.
He wanted the logo to capture the 3D support of the console, but instead of just adding apparent depth to the letters P and S, he created an optical illusion that suggested the letters in depth of space.
Sakamoto also stuck with 4 bright principal colors, red, yellow, green, and blue, only having to tune the green color for better harmony across the logo.
Sakamoto also designed the black and white logo based on the same design reserved for times where colors could not be used.
At Sony Music Entertainment, Kutarachi worked closely with Hijio Maruyama, the CEO of Sony Music, and with Akira Sato to form Sony Computer Entertainment Incorporated, SCEI, on November 16, 1993.
A building block of SCEI was its initial partnership with Sony Music, which helped SCEI attract creative talent to the company as well as assist SCEI in manufacturing, marketing and producing discs, something that Sony Music had been doing with music discs.
The final 2 key members of SCEI were Terry Takianaka, the president of SCEI, from Sony's headquarters, and Olaf Olafsson.
Olafsson was CEO and president of New York-based Sony Interactive Entertainment, which was the parent company for the 1994 founded Sony Computer Entertainment of America, SCEA.
The PlayStation project, SCEI''s first official project, was finally given the green light by Sony executives in 1993 after a few years of development.
Also in 1993, Phil Harrison, who later became president of Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios, was recruited into SCEI to attract developers and publishers to produce games for their new PlayStation platform.
Computer Gaming World in March 1994 reported a rumor that the Sony PSX would be released in Japan before the end of this year and will retail for less than $400.
After a demonstration of Sony's distribution plan as well as tech demos of its new console to game publishers and developers in a hotel in Tokyo in 1994, numerous developers began to approach PlayStation.
Two of whom later became major partners were Electronic Arts in the West and Namco in Japan.
One of the factors which attracted developers to the platform was the use of a 3D-capable CD-ROM-based console which was much cheaper and easier to manufacture for in comparison to Nintendo's rival console, which used cartridge systems.
The project eventually hit Japanese stores in December 1994 and gained massive sales due to its lower price point than its competitor, the Sega Saturn.
The popularity of the console spread after its release worldwide in North America and Europe.
The original PlayStation, released in Japan on December 3, 1994, was the first of the ubiquitous PlayStation series of console and handheld game devices.
It has included successor consoles and upgrades including the NetHeroes, a special black PlayStation with tools and instructions to program PlayStation games and applications. The PS1, a smaller version of the original, and the Pocket Station, a handheld, which enhances PlayStation games and also acts as a memory card.
It was part of the 5th generation of video game consoles competing against the Sega Saturn and the Nintendo 64.
By December 2003, the PlayStation and PS1 had shipped a combined total of 102.49 million units, eventually becoming the first video game console to sell 120 million units.
Released on July 7, 2000, concurrently with its successor, the PlayStation 2, the PS1, stylized as PS1, was a considerably smaller, redesigned version of the original PlayStation video game console.
The PS1 went on to outsell all other consoles, including its successor, throughout the remainder of the year.
It featured two main changes from its predecessor, the first being a cosmetic change to the console and the second being the home menu's graphical user interface, a variation of the GUI previously used only on PAL consoles up to that point. Released in 2000, 15 months after the Dreamcast and a year before its other competitors, the Xbox and the Nintendo GameCube, the PlayStation 2 is part of the 6th generation of video game consoles and is backwards compatible with most original PlayStation games.
Like its predecessor, it has received a slimmer redesign.
It is the most successful console in the world, having sold over 155 million units as of December 28, 2012.
On November 29, 2005, the PS2 became the fastest game console to reach 100 million units shipped, accomplishing the feat within 5 years and 9 months from its launch.
This achievement occurred faster than its predecessor, the PlayStation, which took 9 years and 6 months since launch to reach the same figure.
PlayStation 2 shipments in Japan ended on December 28, 2012.
The Guardian reported on January 4, 2013, that PS2 production had ended worldwide, but studies showed that many people all around the world still own one even if it is no longer in use.
PlayStation 2 has been ranked as the best-selling console of all time as of 2015.
Released in 2004, 4 years after the launch of the original PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 2 Slimline was the first major redesign on the PlayStation 2.
Compared to its predecessor, the Slimline was smaller, thinner, quieter and also included a built-in Ethernet port. In some markets it also has an integrated modem.
In 2007, Sony began shipping a revision of the Slimline, which was lighter than the original Slimline together, with a lighter AC adapter.
In 2008, Sony released yet another revision of the Slimline, which had an overhauled internal design, incorporating the power supply into the console itself like the original PlayStation 2, resulting in a further reduced total weight of the console.
Released on November 11, 2006 in Japan, the PlayStation 3 is a 7th generation game console from Sony.
It competes with the Microsoft Xbox 360 and the Nintendo Wii.
The PS3 is the first console in the series to introduce the use of motion sensing technology through its 6-axis wireless controller.
console also incorporates a Blu-ray disc player and features high-definition resolution.
The PS3 was originally offered with either a 20 GB or 60 GB hard drive, but over the years its capacity increased in increments available up to 500 GB.
The PlayStation 3 has sold over 80 million consoles worldwide as of November 2013.
Like its predecessors, the PlayStation 3 was re-released in 2009 as a slim model.
The redesigned model is 33% smaller, 36% lighter, and consumes 34% to 45% less power than previous models.
In addition, it features a redesigned cooling system and a smaller cell processor, which was moved to a 45mm manufacturing process.
It sold in excess of 1 million units within its first 3 weeks on sale.
The redesign also features support for CEC, more commonly referred to by its manufacturer brandings of BraviaSync, VIERA-Link, EasyLink and others, which allows control of the console over HDMI by using the remote control as the controller.
The PS3 Slim also runs quieter and is cooler than previous models due to its 45mm cell.
The PS3 Slim no longer has the main power switch, similar to PlayStation 2 Slim, like the previous PS3 models, which was located at the back of the console.
It was officially released on September 1, 2009 in North America and Europe, and on September 3, 2009 in Japan, Australia, and New Zealand.
In 2012, Sony revealed a new, super slim PlayStation 3.
The new console, with a completely redesigned case that has a sliding door covering the disk drive, which has been moved to the top of the console, is 4.3 pounds. Almost 3 pounds lighter than the previous slim model.
The console comes with either 12GB flash memory or 250GB, 500GB hard drive.
Several bundles, which include a super slim PS3 and a selection of games, are available.
The PlayStation 4, PS4, is the latest video game console from Sony Computer Entertainment, announced at a press conference on February 20, 2015.
Whoa! In the meeting, Sony revealed some hardware specifications of the new console.
The 8th generation system, launched in the 4th quarter of 2015, introduced the x86 architecture to the PlayStation series.
According to lead system architect Mark Cerny, development on the PlayStation 4 began as early as 2008.
PlayStation Europe CEO Jim Ryan emphasized in 2011 that Sony wanted to avoid launching the next generation console behind the competition. Among the new applications and services, Sony introduced the PlayStation app, allowing PS4 owners to turn smartphones and tablets into a second screen to enhance gameplay.
The company also planned to debut PlayStation Now game streaming service, powered by technology from KK.
By incorporating a share button on the new controller and making it possible to view in-game content being streamed with from friends, Sony planned to place more focus on social gameplay as well.
The PlayStation PlayStation 4 was first released in North America on November 15, 2015.
PlayStation 4 Slim, officially marketed simply as PlayStation 4 or PS4, was unveiled on September 7, 2016.
It is a revision of the original PS4 hardware with a streamlined form factor.
The new casing is 40% smaller and carries a rounded body with a matte finish on the top of the console rather than a two-tone finish.
The two USB ports on the front have a larger gap between them, and the optical audio port was also removed.
It ships with a minor update to the DualShock 4 controller with a light bar visible through the top of the touchpad in dark matte gray colored exterior instead of a partially shiny black.
The PS4 Slim was released on September 15, 2016, with a 500 GB model at the same price point as the original PS4 model.
Its model number is CUH-2000. PlayStation 4 Pro or PS4 Pro for short, originally announced under the codename Neo, was unveiled on September 7, 2016.
Its model number is CUH-7000.
It is an updated version of the PlayStation 4 with improved hardware, including an upgraded GPU with 4.2 teraflops of processing power and higher CPU clock.
It is designed primarily to enable selected games to be playable at 4K resolution and improved quality for PlayStation VR.
All games are backwards and forward compatible between PS4 and PS4 Pro, but games with optimizations will have improved graphics performance on PS4 Pro.
Although capable of streaming 4K video from online sources, PS4 Pro does not support Ultra HD Blu-ray.
Additionally, the PS4 Pro is the only PS4 model which can remote play at 1080p. The other models are limited to 720p. The first news of the PlayStation 5, PS5, came from Mark Cerny in an interview with Wired in April 2019.
Sony intends for the PlayStation 5 to be its next generation console and to ship worldwide by the end of 2020.
In early 2019, Sony's financial report for the quarter ending March 31, 2019, affirmed that new next-generation hardware was in development but would ship no earlier than April 2020. The current specifications were released in October 2019.
The console is slated to use an 8-core, 16-thread CPU based on AMD's Zen 2 microarchitecture manufactured on the 7nm process node.
The graphics processor is a custom variant of AMD's Navi family using the RDNA microarchitecture, which includes support for hardware acceleration of ray tracing rendering, enabling real-time ray traced graphics.
The new console will ship with a custom SSD storage, as Cerny emphasized the need for fast loading times and larger bandwidth to make games more immersive, as well as to support the required content streaming from disk for 8K resolution.
In a second interview with Wired in October 2019, further details of the new hardware were revealed. The console's integrated Blu-ray drive would support 100 GB Blu-ray discs and Ultra HD Blu-ray. Whilst game installation from a disc is mandatory as to take advantage of the SSD, the user will have some fine-grained control of how much they want to have installed, such as only installing the multiplayer components of a game.
Sony is developing an improved suspended gameplay state for the PlayStation 5 to consume less energy than the PlayStation 4.
The system's new controller will have adaptive triggers that can change the resistance to the player as necessary, such as changing the resistance during the action of pulling an arrow back in a pulling game.
The controller will also have strong haptic feedback through voice coil actuators, which together with an improved controller speaker is intended to give better in-game feedback.
USB-C connectivity, together with a higher rated battery are other improvements to the new controller. The PlayStation 5 will feature a completely revamped user interface.
The PlayStation 5 is said to be backwards compatible with PlayStation 4 and PlayStation VR games, with Sony stating that the transition to the new console is meant to be a soft one.
However, in later interviews Sony was unwilling to commit to backward compatibility.
At CES 2020, Sony unveiled the official logo for the platform.
Pocket Station was a miniature game console created by SCE as a peripheral for the original PlayStation.
Released exclusively in Japan on December 23, 1999, it featured a monochrome LCD, a speaker, a real-time clock and infrared communication capability.
It could also be used as a standard PlayStation memory card by connecting it to a PlayStation memory card slot.
It was extremely popular in Japan and Sony originally had plans to release it in the United States, but the plan was ultimately scrapped due to various manufacturing and supply and demand problems.
The PlayStation Portable, PSP, was Sony's first handheld console to compete with Nintendo's DS console.
The original model, PSP 1000, was released in December 2004 and March 2005. The console is the first to utilize a new proprietary optical storage medium known as Universal Media Disc, UMD, which can store both games and movies.
It contains 32 megabytes of internal flash memory storage, expandable via memory stick VRO dual cards.
It has a similar control layout to the PS3, with its PlayStation logo button and its triangle, circle/O, cross/X, and square buttons in their white-colored forms.
The PSP 2000, also known as the Slim and Light and PAL territories, was the first major hardware revision of the PlayStation Portable, released in September 2007.
The 2000 series was 33% lighter and 19% slimmer than the original PlayStation Portable.
The capacity of the battery was also reduced by 1/3, but the runtime remained the same as the previous model due to lower power consumption.
Older model batteries will still work and they extend the amount of playing time.
The PSP Slim and Light has a new gloss finish.
Its serial port was also modified in order to accommodate a new video out feature while rendering older PSP remote controls incompatible.
On a PSP 2000, PSP games will only output to external monitors or TVs in progressive scan mode, so that televisions incapable of supporting progressive scan will not display PSP games. Non-game video will output in either progressive or interlaced mode.
USB charging was also made possible.
Buttons are also reportedly more responsive on the PSP 2000.
In 2008, Sony released a second hardware revision called the PSP 3000, which included several features that were not present in the PSP 2000. Such as a built-in microphone and upgraded screen, as well as the ability to output PSP games in interlaced mode.
Released in October 2009, the PSP Go is the biggest redesign of the PlayStation Portable to date.
Unlike previous PSP models, the PSP Go does not feature a UMD drive but instead has 16 GB of internal flash memory to store games, videos and other media.
This can be extended by up to 32 GB with the use of a memory stick micro M2 flash card.
All Also, unlike previous PSP models, the PSP Go's rechargeable battery is not removable or replaceable by the user.
The unit is 43% lighter and 56% smaller than the original PSP 1000, and 16% lighter and 35% smaller than the PSP 3000.
It has a 3.8, 480 x 272 LCD, compared to the larger 4.3, 480 x 272 pixel LCD on previous PSP models.
The screen slides up to reveal the main controls.
The overall shape and sliding mechanism are similar to that of Sony's Milo COM2 internet device.
The PSP Go was produced and sold concurrently with its predecessor, the PSP 3000, although it did not replace it.
All games on the PSP Go must be purchased and downloaded from the PlayStation Store, as the handheld is not compatible with the original PSP's physical media, the Universal Media Disc.
The handheld also features connectivity with a PlayStation 3's controllers, the 6-axis and DualShock 3 via Bluetooth connection. The PSP E1000 is a budget-focused PSP model which, unlike previous PSP models, does not feature Wi-Fi or stereo speakers, replaced by a single mono speaker, and has a matte, charcoal black finish similar to the slim PlayStation 3.
The E1000 was announced at Gamescom 2011 and available across the PAL region for an RRP of €99.99.
Released in Japan on December 17, 2011 and North America on February 22, 2012, the PlayStation Vita was previously code-named Next Generation Portable NGP.
It was officially unveiled by Sony on January 27, 2011 at the PlayStation Meeting 2011.
The original model of the handheld, the PCH-1000 series, features a 5-inch OLED touchscreen, 2 analog sticks, a rear touchpad, 6-axis motion sensing, and a 4-core ARM Cortex-A9 MP4 processor. The new PCH-2000 series system is a lighter redesign of the device that was announced at the SCEJA press conference in September 2013 prior to the Tokyo Game Show.
This model is 20% thinner and 15% lighter compared to the original model, has an additional hour of battery life, an LCD instead of OLED. Includes a micro USB Type-B port, 1 GB of internal storage memory.
It was released in Japan on October 10, 2015, in 6 colors: white, black, pink, yellow, blue, and olive green, and in North America on May 6, 2014. The Vita was discontinued in March 2019.
SIE President Jim Ryan said that while the Vita was a great device, they have moved away from portable consoles. Clearly it's a business that we're no longer in now.
Released solely in Japan in 2003, the Sony PSX was a fully integrated DVR and PlayStation 2 video game console.
It was the first Sony product to utilize this Ross Media bar XMP and can be linked with a PlayStation Portable to transfer videos and music via USB.
It also features software for video, photo, and audio editing.
PSX supports online game compatibility using an internal broadband adapter.
Games that utilize the PS2 HDD, for example, Final Fantasy XI, are supported as well.
first product released by Sony under the PlayStation brand that did not include a controller with the device itself.
Released in 2010, the Sony Bravia KDL-22PX300 is a 22-inch 720p television which incorporates a PlayStation 2 console along with 4 HDMI ports. A 24-inch 1080p PlayStation branded 3D television, officially called the PlayStation 3D Display, was released in late 2011.
A feature of this 3D television is Simul View.
During multiplayer games, each player will only see their respective screen in full HD appear on the television through their respective 3D glasses instead of seeing a split screen. For example, Player 1 will only see Player 1's screen displayed through their 3D glasses. The Stereo Play is an Android-powered smartphone with a slide-up gamepad resembling the PS Pico developed by Sony Ericsson, aimed at gamers, and is the first to be PlayStation certified. Sony tablets are PlayStation certified Android tablets released in 2011, 2012, and 2015.
They offer connectivity with PlayStation 3 controllers and integrate with a PlayStation network using a proprietary application.
The following models were released between 2011 and 2015 as Sony Tablet S, Sony Tablet P, Stereo Tablet S, and Stereo Tablet Z. PlayStation TV, known in Asia as PlayStation Vita TV, is a micro-console on a non-portable variant of the PlayStation Vita handheld.
It was announced on September 9, 2013 at a Sony Computer Entertainment Japan presentation.
Instead of featuring a display screen, the console connects to a television via HDMI.
Users can play using a DualShock 3 controller, although due to the difference in features between the controller and the handheld, certain games are not compatible with PS TV, such as those that are dependent on the system's touchscreen, rear touchpad, microphone, or camera.
The device is said to be compatible with over 100 Vita games, as well as various digital PlayStation Portable, PlayStation, and PC Engine titles.
The system supports remote play compatibility with a PlayStation 4, allowing players to stream games from the PS4 to a separate TV connected to PS TV, and also allows users to stream content from video services such as Hulu and Niconico, as well as access the PlayStation Store.
The system was released in Japan on November 14, 2015, in North America on October 14, 2014, and in Europe and Australasia on November 14, 2014. PlayStation VR is a virtual reality device that is produced by Sony Computer Entertainment.
It features a 5.7-inch 1920x1080 resolution OLED display and operates at 120 Hz, which can eliminate blur and produce a smooth image. The device also has a low latency of less than 18 ms. Additionally, it produces two sets of images, one being visible on the TV and one for the headset, and includes 3D audio technology so the player can hear from all angles.
The PlayStation VR was released in October 2016. The PlayStation Classic is a miniature version of the original 1994 Model SCPH-1001 PlayStation console that comes preloaded with 20 games and two original style controllers.
It was launched on the 24th anniversary of the original console on December 3, 2018.
Each console has a variety of games.
The PlayStation 2, PSX and PlayStation 3 exhibit backwards compatibility and can play most of the games released on the original PlayStation.
Some of these games can also be played on the PlayStation Portable, but they must be purchased and downloaded from a list of PS1 classics from the PlayStation Store.
Games released on the PlayStation 2 can currently only be played on the original console as well as the PSX and the early models of the PlayStation 3, which are backwards compatible.
The PlayStation 3 has two types of games, those released on Blu-ray discs and downloadable games from the PlayStation Store.
The PlayStation Portable consists of numerous games available on both its physical media, the Universal Media Disc and the digital download from the PlayStation Store.
However, some games are only available on the UMD, while others are only available on the PlayStation Store.
The PlayStation Vita consists of games available on both its physical media, the PlayStation Vita card and digital download from the PlayStation Store.
Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios is a group of video game developers owned by Sony Computer Entertainment.
It is dedicated to developing video games exclusively for the PlayStation series of consoles.
The series has produced several best-selling franchises such as the Gran Turismo series of racing video games as well as critically acclaimed titles such as the Uncharted series.
Other notable franchises include God of War, Twisted Metal and more recently, Little Big Planet series, Infamous, and MotorStorm.
Greatest Hits, North America, Platinum Rage, PAL Territories, and the Best, Japan and Asia, are video games for the Sony PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation Portable. Consoles that have been officially re-released at a lower price by Sony.
Each region has its own qualifications to enter the re-release program.
Initially, during the PlayStation era, a game had to sell at least 150,000 copies, later 250,000, and be on the market for at least a year to enter the greatest hits range.
During the PlayStation 2 era, the requirements increased with a minimum number of copies sold, increasing to 400,000, and the game had to be on the market for at least 9 months.
For the PlayStation Portable, games had to be on the market for at least 9 months, with 250,000 copies or more sold.
Currently, a PlayStation 3 game must be on the market for 10 months and sell at least 500,000 copies to meet the greatest hits criteria.
PS1 classics were games that were released originally on the PlayStation and have been re-released on the PlayStation Store for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Portable.
Classics HD are compilations of PlayStation 2 games that have been remastered for the PlayStation 3 on a single disc with additional features such as upscale graphics, PlayStation Move support, 3D support, and PlayStation Network trophies.
PlayStation Mobile, formerly PlayStation Suite, is a cross-platform, cross-device software framework aimed at providing PlayStation content, currently original PlayStation games, across several devices including PlayStation-certified Android devices as well as the PlayStation Vita. Sony has generally supported indie game development since incorporating the digital distribution storefront in the PlayStation 3, though initially required developers to complete multiple steps to get an indie game certified on the platform.
Sony improved and simplified the process in transitioning to the PlayStation 4.
As Sony prepared to transition from the PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, they introduced a new PlayStation Indies program led by Shuhei Yoshida in July 2020.
The program's goals are to spotlight new and upcoming indie titles for the PlayStation 4 and 5, focusing on those that are more innovative and novel, akin to past titles such as Rap of the Rapper, Katamari Damacy, Little Big Planet, and Journey.
Sony also anticipates bringing more indie titles to the PlayStation Now series as part of this program. Online gaming on PlayStation consoles first started in July 2001 with the release of PlayStation 2's unnamed online service in Japan.
Later in August 2002 saw its release in North America, followed by the European release in June 2003.
This service was shut down on March 31, 2016. Released in 2006, the PlayStation Network is an online service focusing on online multiplayer gaming and digital media delivery.
The service is provided and run by Sony Computer Entertainment for use with a PlayStation 3 and was later implemented on the PlayStation Portable, PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 video game consoles.
The service has over 103 million active users monthly as of December 2019.
The Sony Entertainment Network provides other features for users like PlayStation Home, PlayStation Store, and trophies.
The PlayStation Store is an online virtual market available to users of the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Portable game consoles via the PlayStation Network.
The store uses both physical currency and PlayStation Network cards.
The PlayStation Store's gaming content is updated every Tuesday and offers a range of downloadable content both for purchase and available free of charge.
Available content includes full games, add-on content, playable demos, themes and game and movie trailers.
The service is accessible through an icon on the XMB on the PS3 and PSP.
The PS3 store can also be accessed on the PSP via a remote play connection to the PS3.
The PSP store is also available via the PC application MediaGo.
As of September 24, 2009, there have been more than 600 million downloads from the PlayStation Store worldwide.
Video content such as films and television shows are also available from the PlayStation Store on the PlayStation 3 and PSP and will be made available on some new Sony Bravia televisions, video laptop computers and Sony Blu-ray disc players from February 2010. Life with PlayStation was a folding at-home application available for PlayStation 3 which connected to Stanford University's Folding at-Home distributed computer network and allowed the user to donate their console's spare processing cycles to the project.
Folding at Home is supported by Stanford University and volunteers make a contribution to society by donating computing power to this project.
Research made by the project may eventually contribute to the creation of vital tours.
The Folding at Home client was developed by Sony Computer Entertainment in collaboration with Stanford University.
Life with PlayStation also consisted of a 3D virtual view of the Earth and contained current weather and news information of various cities and countries from around the world, as well as a World Heritage Channel, which offered information about historical sites, and the United Village Channel, which is a project designed to share information about communities and cultures worldwide.
as of PlayStation 3 System Software Update version 4.30 on October 24, 2012, the life with PlayStation project has ended.
PlayStation Plus, a subscription-based service on the PlayStation Network, complements the standard PSN services.
It enables an auto-download feature for game patches and system software updates.
Subscribers gain early or exclusive access to some betas, game demos, premium downloadable content, such as full game trials of retail games like Infamous and Little Big Planet, and other PlayStation Store items, as well as a free subscription to Core.
Other downloadable items include PlayStation Store, discounts and free PlayStation Network games, PS1 classics. Other downloadable items include PlayStation Store, discounts and free PlayStation Network games, PS1 classics, PlayStation Minis, themes and avatars.
It offers a 14-day free trial. PlayStation Blog, stylized as PlayStation.blog, is an online PlayStation-focused gaming blog, part of the PlayStation Network.
It was launched on June 11, 2007 and has featured in numerous interviews with third-party companies such as Square Enix.
It also has posts from high-ranking Sony Computer Entertainment executives such as Jack Tretton, former president and chief executive officer of Sony Computer Entertainment, and Sean Layden, current president, SIEA, and chairman, SIE Worldwide Studios.
A subsite of the blog, called PlayStation Blog Share, was launched on March 17, 2010 and allowed readers of the blog as well as users of the PlayStation blog to submit ideas to the PlayStation team about anything PlayStation related and vote on the ideas of other submissions.
The PlayStation app is an application that was released on January 11, 2011 in several European countries for iOS version 4 and above, and for Android version 1.6 and above, and has been installed more than 3.6 million times as of March 2, 2014.
It allows users to view their trophies, see which of their PSN friends are online and read up-to-date information about PlayStation.
It does not feature any gaming functionality. The PlayStation Mobile, formerly PlayStation Suite, is a software framework that will be used to provide downloadable PlayStation content to devices running Android 2.3 and above as well as the PlayStation Vita.
The framework will be cross-platform and cross-device, which is what Sony calls hardware neutral.
It was set to release before the end of calendar year 2011.
In addition, Android devices that have been certified to be able to play that PlayStation Suite content smoothly will be certified with a PlayStation Certified certification.
PlayStation Now, PS Now, is a UK-based video game streaming service used to provide PlayStation gaming content to PlayStation 3, PS3, PlayStation 4, PS4, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation TV and Bravia televisions.
The service currently allows users to pay for access to a selection of original PlayStation 3 titles on either a per-game basis or via a subscription.
PlayStation Now was announced on January 7, 2014 at the 2014 Consumer Electronics Show.
At CES, Sony presented demos of The Last of Us, God of War, Ascension, Puppeteer and Beyond, Two Souls, playable through PS Now on Bravia TVs and PlayStation Vitas.
PlayStation Now was launched in open beta in the United States and Canada on PS4 on July 31, 2014, on PS3 on September 18, 2014, on PS Vita and PS TV on October 14, 2014, with support for select 2014 Bravia TVs coming later in the year.
Reactor explosion in 4 minutes.
PlayStation Home is a community-based social gaming networking service for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Network, PSN.
It is available directly from the PlayStation 3's ROS Media bar.
Membership is free and only requires a PSN account.
Home has been in development since early 2005 and started an open public beta test on December 11, 2008.
Home allows users to create a custom avatar, which can be made to suit the user's preference.
Users can decorate their avatar's personal apartment, home space, with default, locked, or one items.
They can travel throughout the home world, except cross-region, which is constantly updated by Sony and partners.
Each part of the world is known as a space.
Public spaces can just be for display, fun, or for meeting people.
Home features many games, which can be single-player or multiplayer.
Users can shop for new items to express themselves more through their avatars or home space.
Home features video screens in many places for advertising, but the main video content is shown at the theater for entertainment.
Home plays host to a variety of special events, which range from prize-giving events to entertaining events.
Users can also use Home to connect with friends and customize content.
A once notable feature of Home is the world's first console-based alternate reality game that took place in secret areas in Home and was created by N-Frames.
This facility will self-destruct in 2 minutes.
Room, officially spelled as room with capital letters and the infinity symbol in place of E, was being beta tested in Japan from October 2009 to April 2010.
Development of Room has been halted on April 15, 2010 due to negative feedback from the community.
Announced at EGS 2009, it was supposed to be a similar service to the PlayStation Home and was being developed for the PSP.
Launching directly from the PlayStation Network section of the XMP was also to be enabled.
Just like in Home, PSP owners would have been able to invite other PSP owners into their rooms to enjoy real-time communication.
A closed beta test had begun in Q4 2009 in Japan. Warning. Reactor core is at critical
Wait, what was that saying? Warning. Reactor core is a critical template glitch out. You know what's gonna happen next.
Oh no! The virus. The virus is installed more than 15,000 times. This is even worse like Windows XP 10.0S. Gotta get out of here.
My speech. That really does so What just happened? Why is my computer just turned off by itself? Hold on, let me power on again. I don't know what just happened. I hope my computer is safe. I swear to God, if I make this loud sound again, that I am going to. That I. Oh my goodness, the glitch. Will you stop, please? My ears are hurting right now. Crap, it crashed. But oh well, it restarted by itself. Great, now my computer is dead. Well, the part 6 will not come until the computer is repaired. And you know what? I'm screwed. Thanks to you two live troublemakers and pencilist virus to my computer, the Tommy newsroom is destroyed and it cost about more than $10,000 on this. Alright, it turns out that T-Bone Anime compilation number 5 will not be uploaded until the final part is premiered and finished. Oh well, let's get this computer repaired right now. Oh well, the computer is now repaired. It looks like this technical problem is fixed, and get Tom and Benny's Wikipedia news session started. Here we go. Enjoy the premiere. Have fun.
The cross-media bar, originally used on the PSX, is a graphical user interface used for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Portable, as well as a variety of other Sony devices.
The interface features icons that are spread horizontally across the screen.
Navigation moves the icons instead of the cursor.
These icons are used as categories to organize the options available to the user.
When an icon is selected on the horizontal bar, several more appear vertically, above and below it, selectable by the up and down directions on a directional pad.
The XMB can also be accessed in game outright with restrictions. It allows players to access certain areas of the XMB menu from within the game and is only available for the PlayStation 3.
Although the capacity to play users' own music in-game was added with this update, the feature is dependent on game developers who must either enable the feature in their games or update existing games. Live Area, designed to be used on the PlayStation Vita, is a graphical user interface set to incorporate various social networking features via the PlayStation Network.
It has been designed specifically as a touchscreen user interface for users.
In 2002, Sony released the first useful and fully functioning operating system for a video game console after the NetHeroes experiment for the original PlayStation.
The kit, which included an internal hard disk drive and the necessary software tools, turned the PlayStation 2 into a full-fledged computer system running Linux.
Users can utilize a network adapter to connect the PlayStation 2 to the internet, a monitor cable adapter to connect the PlayStation 2 to computer monitors, as well as a USB keyboard and mouse, which can be used to control Linux on the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 3, excluding PlayStation 3 Slim, also supports running Linux OS on firmware versions prior to 3.21 without the need for buying additional hardware purchase.
Yellow Dog Linux provides an official distribution that can be downloaded. Another distribution such as Fedora, Gentoo and Ubuntu have been successfully installed and operated on the console.
The use of Linux on the PlayStation 3 allowed users to access 6 of the 7 synergistic processing elements. Sony implemented a hypervisor restricting access to the RSX.
The feature to install a second operating system on the PlayStation 3 was removed in a firmware update released in 2010.
Released in 1994, the PlayStation Control Pad was the first controller made for the original PlayStation.
It featured a basic design of a D-pad, 4 main select buttons, green triangle, red circle / red O, blue cross / blue X, and pink square. And start and select buttons on the face.
Shoulder buttons are also featured on the top. L1, L2, R1, R2, named by the side. L equals left, R equals right, and 1 and 2, top and bottom.
In 1996, Sony released the PlayStation Analog Joystick for use with flight simulation games.
The original digital controller was then replaced by the dual analog in 1997, which added 2 analog sticks, based on the same potentiometer technology as the analog joystick.
This controller was then also succeeded by the DualShock controller.
Released in 1998, the DualShock controller for the PlayStation succeeded its predecessor, the Dual Analog, and became the longest-running series of controllers for the PlayStation brand.
In In addition to the inputs of the original digital controller, triangle, circle/O, cross/X, square, L1, L2, R1, R2. Start. Selecting a D-pad, the DualShock featured two analog sticks in a similar fashion to the previous dual analog controller, which can also be pressed to activate the L3 and R3 buttons.
The DualShock series consists of four controllers: the DualShock, which was the fourth controller released for the PlayStation, the DualShock 2, the only standard controller released for the PlayStation 2, and the DualShock 3. The second and current controller released for the PlayStation 3, and the DualShock 4, which went through a massive redesign and is the default input of the PlayStation 4. And upon release, was compatible with a PS3 originally only via USB, and eventually, with a firmware update, Bluetooth connectivity was enabled.
The Six-Axis was the first official controller for the PlayStation 3 and is based on the same design as the DualShock series, but lacking the vibration motors of the DualShock series of controllers.
Like the dual analog, the DualShock and DualShock 2 feature an analog button between the analog sticks that toggles the analog sticks on and off for use with games which support only the digital input of the original controller.
On the PlayStation 3 Six-Axis and DualShock 3 controllers, the analog sticks are always enabled.
Beginning with a Six-Axis, a PlayStation button, which featured the incorporated PS logo and is similar in function to the Xbox 360 guide button, was included on controllers.
The PlayStation button replaces the analog button of the DualShock and DualShock 2 controllers.
Pressing the PS button on the PS3 brings up the XMP, while holding it down brings up system options, such as quit the game, change controller settings, turn off the system, and turn off the controller. PlayStation Move is a motion-sensing game controller platform for the PlayStation 3 video game console by Sony Computer Entertainment, SCE.
Based on the handheld motion controller wand, PlayStation Move uses the PlayStation Eye webcam to track the wand's position and the inertial sensors in the wand to detect its motion.
First revealed on June 2, 2009, PlayStation Move was launched in Q3/Q4 2010.
Hardware available at launch included the main PlayStation Move motion controller and an optional PlayStation Move subcontroller.
Although PlayStation Move is implemented on the existing PlayStation 3 console, Sony states that it is treating Move's debut as its own major platform launch, planning an aggressive marketing campaign to support it.
In addition to selling the controllers individually, Sony also plans to provide several different bundle options for PlayStation Move hardware, including a starter kit with a PSI, a Move motion controller, and a demo/sampler disc, priced under US $100, a full console pack with a PS3 console, DualShock 3 gamepad, PSI, and Move motion controller, and bundles of a Move motion controller with select games.
The PlayStation brand has a wide series of magazines from across different continents, covering PlayStation-related articles and stories.
Many of these magazines work closely with Sony and thus often come with demo discs for PlayStation games.
Currently there are 3 magazines still in circulation, namely PlayStation, the official magazine, PlayStation Official Magazine, Official PlayStation Magazine, Australia.
However, over the years, many PlayStation magazines have spawned while a few have also become defunct. These include the official US PlayStation Magazine, official UK PlayStation Magazine, official UK PlayStation 2 Magazine.
PlayStation Underground was a non-traditional magazine that Sony Computer Entertainment America produced and published between spring 1997 to spring 2001.
Subscribers received 2 PlayStation CDs, along with a booklet and colorful packaging every quarter.
The CDs contained interviews, cheats, programmers' moves, game demos, and one-of-a-kind memory card saves.
Several issues showed how a game was created from basic design to final product.
Since the CDs could only be run on a PlayStation, it proved a useful marketing tool, which spawned a line of PlayStation Underground Gem Packs demo CDs, and which contained highlights from recent issues of PlayStation Underground, along with seemingly as many game demos that could be packed on a single CD.
Unlike PlayStation Underground, these were available in most stores for $4.95, were published twice a year in summer and winter, and usually spotlighted newly released or coming soon games.
By 2001, Sony had decided to phase out Underground to focus on the Gem Packs, with the release of the PlayStation 2.
Whoa!
PlayStation Underground CDs are mainly in the hands of collectors these days.
Advertising slogans used for each PlayStation console iteration. The most notable of recent PlayStation commercials is the series of It Only Does Everything commercials featuring a fictional character called Kevin Butler, who is a vice president at PlayStation.
These commercials usually advertise the PlayStation 3 and its games through a series of kinetic answers to Dear PlayStation queries.
These commercials garnered popularity among gamers, though its debut commercial received criticism from the Nigerian government due to a reference to the common 419 scams originating in Nigeria.
Sony issued an apology, and a new version of the advert with the offending line changed was produced.
A spin-off of the campaign has been created for the PlayStation Portable, which features similar campaign commercials called the Step Your Game Up campaign, featuring a fictional teenage character named Marcus Rivers, acting in a similar fashion to Kevin Butler, but answering the Dear PlayStation queries about the PSP. In July 2006, an advertising campaign in the Netherlands was released in which a white model dressed entirely in white and a black model dressed entirely in black was used to compare Sony's new ceramic white PSP and the original piano black PSP.
This series of ads depicted both models fighting with each other and drew criticism from the media for being racist, though Sony maintains that the ad did not feature any racist message.
In November 2006, a marketing company employed by Sony's American division created a website entitled All I Want for Christmas is a PSP, designed to promote the PSP virally.
The site contained a blog which was purportedly written by Charlie, a teenage boy attempting to get his friend Jeremy's parents to buy him a PSP, and providing a music video of either Charlie or Jeremy rapping about the PSP.
Visitors to the website quickly recognized that the website was registered to a marketing company, exposing the campaign on sites such as YouTube and Dig.
Sony was forced to admit that the site was in fact a marketing campaign, and in an interview with Next General Biz, Sony admitted that the idea was poorly executed.
In 2005, Australian newspaper The Age wrote an article about the PlayStation brand.
A Among the numerous interviews conducted with various people in the industry was an interview with Dr. Jeffrey Brand, Associate Professor in Communication and Media at Bond University, who said, PlayStation reignited our imagination with video games.
Game designer Yoshiki Akamoto called the brand Revolutionary. PlayStation has changed gaming, distribution, sales, image and more, while Evan Wells of Naughty Dog said, PlayStation is responsible for making playing games cool. In 2009, True Incorporated listed the PlayStation brand as number 13 on their The True 100 Top Social Brands of 2009.
The ranking was based on various aspects, mainly dealing with popular social media sites in aspects such as social networking, video sharing, photo sharing, and blogs.
In 2010, Gizmodo stated that the PlayStation brand was one of the last Sony products to completely stand apart from its competitors, stating that if you ask the average person on the street what their favorite Sony product is, more often than not you'll hear PlayStation.
As of April 2012, the PlayStation brand is the most followed brand on social networking site, Facebook, with over 22 million fans and followers in total, which is more than any other brand in the entertainment industry.
A study by Greenlights Entertainment Retail has also shown that the PlayStation brand is the most interactive, making 634 posts and tweets on social networking sites Facebook and Twitter. In July 2014, Sony posted in a company release video that the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita sold a combined total of 100 million units.
It was announced at Tokyo Game Show on September 1, 2014, that PlayStation home game consoles claim 78% market share of all home consoles in Japan.
As of 2015, PlayStation is the strongest selling console brand worldwide. Okay, looks like there's a breaking news that at 9:06 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 26, 2020, a Sikorsky S-76 helicopter departed from John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California. With 9 people aboard, Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Jenna, 6 family friends, and the pilot.
The helicopter was registered to the Fillmore-based Island Express Holding Corporation.
According to the California Secretary of State Business Database.
The group was traveling to Camarillo Airport in Ventura County for a basketball game at Mamba Sports Academy in Thousand Oaks.
Due to light rain and fog that morning, the Los Angeles Police Department helicopters and most other air traffic were grounded.
The flight tracker showed that the helicopter circled above the LA Zoo due to heavy air traffic in the area.
At 9:30 a.m. the pilot contacted the Burbank Airport's control tower, notifying the tower of the situation and was told he was flying too low to be tracked by radar.
At that time, the helicopter experienced extreme fog and turned south towards the mountains.
At 9:40 a.m. the helicopter climbed rapidly from 1,200 to 2,000 feet, 370 to 610 m, flying at 161 knots, 298 km/h, 185 miles per hour. At 9:45 a.m., the helicopter crashed into the side of a mountain in Calabasas, about 30 miles, 48 kilometers, northwest of downtown Los Angeles, and began burning.
Bryant, his daughter, and the other 7 occupants were killed.
Initial reports indicated that the helicopter crashed in the hills above Calabasas in heavy fog.
Witnesses reported hearing a helicopter struggling before crashing.
Also, here's another breaking news that, on 4 August 2020, a large amount of ammonium nitrate stored at the port of the city of Beirut, the capital of Lebanon, exploded, causing at least 181 deaths, 6,000 injuries. US $10 to $50 billion in property damage, and leaving an estimated 300,000 people homeless.
I'm good.
What is that?
Around 2,750 tons of the substance, equivalent to around 1.1 kilograms of TNT, have been stored in a warehouse without proper safety measures for the previous 6 years. After having been confiscated by the Lebanese authorities from the abandoned chicken viruses.
It is not yet known what caused the ammonium nitrate to detonate. Suggested reasons include a fire in an alleged fireworks warehouse, an attack, or a fire in an ammunition warehouse. Investigation is still ongoing. The explosion was felt in Turkey, Syria, Israel, and parts of Europe, and was heard in Cyprus, more than 250 kilometers, 160 miles away.
It was detected by the United States Geological Survey as a seismic event of magnitude 3.3 and is considered one of the most powerful non-nuclear explosions in history.
The Lebanese government declared a 2-week state of emergency in response to the disaster.
Whoa!
In its aftermath, protests erupted across Lebanon against the government for their failure to prevent the disaster, joining a larger series of protests which have been taking place in the country since 2019.
On 10 August 2020, Prime Minister Hassan Diab and the Lebanese cabinet resigned due to mounting political pressure exacerbated by the event. And finally, Rick May suffered a stroke in February 2020 and was moved to a nursing home for rehabilitation.
On April 13, 2020, it was reported that Rick May had died due to complications related to COVID-19 at Swedish Medical Center in Seattle.
That's all today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe this channel for more videos and see you in episode 20.